Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become a better you. Dr. Tony D. Collins is here to encourage, motivate, inspire, guide you into excellence. Your success matters. Your dreams matter. Sign up right now with Shepherd One Coaching and become.
Good morning, my Morning Mocha family. I hope that you had a good evening on last evening, that you had a good night's rest, And it's time to get things kicked off this morning for Morning Mocha. As always, I want to encourage you to send the link to someone that you care dearly about and invite them to join us here on this platform. Now, I'm going to say right from the start that this is going to be a very abbreviated Morning Mocha this morning. And so notify people if they're going to join us this morning, they need to do it very, very quickly, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time with preliminary things, but we're going to get right to the heart of the matter. Again, I want to remind those of you that may be in need of life coaching. I'm available. My information is at the bottom of the screen. You can always go to my website and check out what we have to offer in the way of life coaching. And I guarantee you that if you engage our services, I can help you to become the best version of yourself. So again, we welcome you to check us out. Check out our life coaching services, Shepherd One services, Shepherd One's coaching rather. This morning, I want to talk to you about breaking free from your rut. Breaking free from your rut. Do you ever get the feeling that you're stuck on the proverbial hamster wheel of life, or it seems like every day for you is Groundhog's Day? Anybody ever get that kind of feeling? You know, wherein although there's a lot of activity going on in your life, you seem to be going nowhere fast. Anybody feel that way? or every day seems to be a carbon copy of the day before. You feel as though you're in this rut that you just seem not to be able to climb out of. Bad situation to be in, bad, awful feeling to have to live from one day to the next. You want to do something different, but you just don't know what it is you want to do. That happens for a lot of people. And the bottom line is you're just simply bored out of your mind. You're bored with your life. You're bored with your career or your job. You're bored with the circumstances around you. You are bored with your social life or lack thereof. Some of you are even bored with your spiritual life. And you know that it's time to make a change. The problem is you're afraid of change. You're afraid of the uncertainty that comes with change. It's crazy. It's crazy. You want to change. You need to change, but you are afraid of change. How crazy is that? Now, this is another one of those times that I'm going to suggest to you that you have a long, candid talk with yourself. And if necessary, find someone else to join the conversation. But you at least need to start having these candid conversations to yourself. And just for the record, you're not crazy because you talk to yourself. I think some of the strongest, wisest people are people who do talk to themselves even now on a regular basis. I'm always talking to myself. I'm always reminding myself of certain things. That's one of the ways that I encourage myself. That's one of the ways that I push myself. And I don't feel in the least bit crazy. As a matter of fact, I think I would snap every now and then if I didn't have good, long conversations, candid conversations with myself. But if need be, you might need to invite someone else to join in on this conversation. Now, when you go to talking to yourself, I think you ought to have some objectives in mind. You know, when you know you need change in your life, you need to sit down and flesh out some things, if you will. Number one, you need to deal with the issue of why you are so afraid of change. May sound simple, but it's significant. You need to deal with that issue. Why is it that you're so afraid of change? And one of the ways to deal with this thing and to really flesh it all out is to ask yourself some questions. What's the worst that could happen if you make changes to your life? Now, mind you, you're already dissatisfied with your life. You're dissatisfied with how things are going. You're dissatisfied with your lack of accomplishments, achievements, or just simple fulfillment in life. You're dissatisfied. So what's the worst that can happen if you make changes to your life? What is it that you have to lose? Now, if you give that careful consideration and answer that question honestly, what is it that you have to lose? The thing that you have to lose is the awful feeling that you're getting as a result of living in this constant rut that you feel like you're stuck in. You know, you'll lose that sense of being imprisoned and that sense of being trapped in a life that you are not enjoying. Another question you can ask yourself is, what's the best that could happen if you make changes in your life? What do you have to gain? Oh, the list probably could go on and on with regards to what you could have to gain. How about, let's just start here, peace of mind, joy, enjoyment, getting to the place where you're truly loving life, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about the people around you, having a little more energy, a little more zest and zeal for life, a little more enthusiasm about living. That's what you have to gain. And you know what? I just believe that the happier people are, the more successful they become in life. I truly believe that. I always find that I'm always making my greatest strides in life when I'm feeling good about life. When I'm not having to deal with these feelings as though I'm trapped in this rut, I'm trapped in this life that I really don't want to be in. When I'm feeling good, when things are flowing, when I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I'm having much more success. And I'm one that believes that I'm not just happy because I'm having success, but I'm having success because I'm happy or because I'm enjoying my life. It doesn't mean that I don't have challenges during those times, because I certainly do. What would life be if there were no challenges in life? If we were challenged by nothing, what would our lives be like? You know, that might be the very reason why some of you are feeling as though you're in a rut right now. There's nothing challenging you. There's nothing that you get excited about. There's nothing that you feel like you look forward to from one day to the next. You're in this cycle. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Over and over and over again. You know, there was a time in my life where before I was able to afford washer and dryer. This is when I was just getting started. I would have to go to the laundromat. And in the laundromat, most laundromats have either or both front loading washers and dryers. And some of them would have the glass in the door where you could see what was going on the inside of the machines. And to sit there during those times, this was the time before cell phones and iPads and all of that. There wasn't a way for you to really entertain yourself while your clothes were washing, unless you were reading a book or something of that nature. But if you didn't bring a book with you, whatever, you would sit there and watch the clothes go through the cycle. Round and round and round and round. And you can only look at that for so long. You can only experience that for so long. And you get to the point where you start saying to yourself, I'll be glad when this cycle is over so I can get this done and get out of here. Some of your lives are that same way. Just over and over and over and over. And you're sitting there watching things tumble in your face. You know, you're watching things, you're going through the same cycles day after day after day after day. And the sad thing about it is that sometimes you wake up or you approach your day not expecting something different to happen, but hoping that something different happens. There's a difference between expecting something and hoping for something. Sometimes when you're expecting something, you expect it because you're going to initiate that thing happening in your life. But some of you are so locked into this cycle that you're living. Same old thing, wash, rinse, repeat, over and over and over and over again. And the variety or the spice of life that you add to your life is you taking this cycle and transferring it to another machine. You take it out of the washer, now you put it in the dryer, and it's the same old thing in a different location. How many of you feel as though your life is like that at times? You have to ask yourself, what do I have to lose if I make changes? What do I have to gain if I make changes? But then you have to ask yourself, what's the benefit of you maintaining the status quo? You know, the only thing that you have to lose is that feeling of being trapped in a rut. The thing that you have to gain is an entirely different life and an entirely different perspective on life. You'll gain the opportunities to start to enjoy life and to actually live your life. You know, I believe that when your life is stuck in this cycle and in this routine, you're not really living there. You're simply existing. You're simply going through the motions, which can be, you know, problematic in and of itself. It can add to your stresses. It can add to your frustrations. Why? Because nothing is changing, yet there is a desire in your heart to experience something different in your life. So the first thing you need to do is deal with the issues of why you're so afraid of change. Number two, you need to decide what you really want in life. Now, this may take some time and some serious thought. Y'all know I'm always telling you that you should designate time where you can just sit and think about certain things. Think about your life. Think about the present conditions of your life. And then think about what it is you really want out of life. Believe it or not, there are some people that are frustrated with their lives, but they really don't know what they want out of life. And they never take the time to give careful consideration as to what it is they actually want out of life. Listen, if you never decide what you want out of life, you will never know what changes you need to make to get what you want. And so you got to make some conclusions. You know, I always suggest that when people are going through this process of thinking about what it is they want in life, where they want to go, what they want to do, I make the suggestion that you not just talk to yourself, but sometimes you need to sit down and just write it out. Write it out. I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to be this, that, and the other. I want to achieve this, that, and the other. Write it down. Read it. Look at it. Stare at it. Contemplate it. Roll it over in your mind over and over and over again. And if need be, expand on it. You know, sometimes the more I sit and think, the more that comes to my mind that helps to shape my vision, that helps to put purpose to my plans. It takes time. Sometimes you can't do it all in one think session. Sometimes it has to be done over several think sessions. Designated time. If you have to, wake up a little earlier in the morning, maybe 15, 20 minutes earlier, and just use that as your think time. The time when you sit with your coffee, your tea, your mocha, whatever it may be, in a quiet place where you're alone with your thoughts and you're simply processing things. That's a good time to do it. The rest of the house may be quiet. Nothing else is going on. No one's calling your cell phone. You're not receiving dings from your cell phone with notifications of new emails. Sometimes you have to shut all that stuff off. So you'll just have time to sit and think. You got to decide what it is you really want out of life. Number 3, ask yourself, is what I want out of life realistic desires for me? Now, please understand that I'm not suggesting that the things you desire are impossible rather, to obtain or achieve. But on the other hand, the desires you have, and even now the goals you set, they must be within the realms of reality. Is it really possible for you? I mean, really, think about it. I've given you this example a time or two before. And believe it or not, it may sound crazy, but sometimes people think outside of the realm of reality to the degree of what I'm about to lay out for you right here as an example. I would love nothing more than to be able to jump through the roof of a gymnasium. That means just be able to jump higher than anybody else, slam dunk a basketball, be the MVP of the NBA year after year. I would love to be a professional basketball player. But it's out of the realm of reality for me. Number 1, I'm height challenged. Now, I before some of y'all start laughing, make sure that I'm not taller than you before you start laughing at the fact that I'm height challenged, okay? I'm height challenged. Number 2, at this point in my life, I'm not that athletic. I'm not even sure I remember how to jump anymore. And before you start laughing at that, keep living. You'll get to that point yourself. But for me to wish or desire these things, they're just out of the realm of reality. Some things for you are just out of the realm of reality. And so what it is that you have to set realistic goals, realistic desires. Reality is the operative word here. Be real about what you desire. Know what's possible for you. Now, in saying that, make sure that you're not placing limitations on yourself where it is possible for you to achieve certain things. It may not be easy, but it is possible. You know, that one of the reasons why some people stay in their ruts is because they're looking too much for an easy way out. They're not willing to do the work. You have to be willing to even work your way out of some of the ruts that you're in. Listen, don't torture yourself by wanting something that is beyond the realm of reality for you to obtain or achieve. Just don't do that. Don't waste your time doing that. That's not productive. Now, for me, once again, I don't have time at this stage of my life to be wasting time on stupid thoughts and unrealistic dreams. I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I got to make every moment count. I can't waste any time. I can't live with the frustration of being stuck in a rut and I refuse to do anything about it. Okay? And so my dreams, my plans, my hopes, all of those have to fit into the realm of reality. But as it pertains to my realities, I believe that nothing is impossible so long as I'm willing to make the effort to achieve that which I desire to achieve. So again, number one, deal with the issues of why you're so afraid of change. Number two, decide what you really want out of life. Number three, ask yourself, is what I want out of life a realistic desire for me? Or are they realistic desires for me? Number four is that you should devise a plan to make the necessary changes to get what you want. And be realistic, once again, with laying out your plan. It's been said on several occasions that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Okay, so you've got to devise a plan. In devising that plan, set incremental goals. I'm going to say that again. Set incremental goals. Got to keep in mind that change is almost never instantaneous. But change happens in increments, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. You can handle it better when you're only expecting incremental change, when you're only putting, for lack of a better term, when you're only expecting yourself to be able to make incremental change. But think about the implications of making incremental changes. Okay, watch this. You're always progressing. You're getting better every day. Things are starting to form around you. You're able to adjust mentally and emotionally and accordingly when it comes to making certain changes. You won't feel any sense, or it's unlikely that you feel any sense of withdrawal or adverse reaction to instant change or immediate change. So set your mind to being okay with having incremental improvements, incremental adjustments, incremental changes occurring in your life. And in doing that, I think you would do well to set realistic deadlines for reaching certain milestones. When you lay out your plan, you want to try to be as detailed as you possibly can be. At this stage, I want to have changed or accomplished X, Y, and Z. Well, maybe you can't achieve or accomplish X, Y, and Z, but maybe you can only get to X and leave Y for a future time. Not way off in the distant future, but after you have achieved X, then it's time to start working on Y. And you get to Z when you get to Z, but you're taking things one step at a time. But then I would suggest also that as you achieve each milestone, that you celebrate. Celebration is good. Some of you would get out of the rut that you're in if you would just simply learn to celebrate some of your accomplishments. Stop looking at your achievements as being nothing, especially when you're making adjustments to your life. When you're setting yourself up to live a better life, and even now live your best life, and you know that there's a process to this thing. Hang with the process. Set incremental goals. Be determined to stick with those goals. But with every milestone that you reach or achieve, take the time to celebrate. Contrary to popular belief, every now and then, it's good to pat yourself on the back. Sometimes when you can't find anyone else to encourage you, you have to encourage yourself. It's okay, believe me. The fifth thing that you need to do, and this is probably the most important, is resist the temptation of reverting back to being satisfied with living in the rut you're presently in. It can become so easy to revert back to the old, to be comfortable with the old, despite the fact that you've been desiring to free yourself or to break free from the status quo. Now, keep in mind, I'll be the first to tell you that change is almost never easy, and the effects of change are rarely seen right away. That's just reality. So you've got to be patient with the process. But not only must you be patient with the process, you must also remain true to the process. Am I connecting with anybody this morning? Do you really feel what I'm saying? Somebody who's viewing right now is likely saying, you know what? This is speaking right directly to me. This is the thing that I've been needing to hear, because right now I'm just so frustrated with my life. Some of you been on your job for 30, 35 years. Hate every day that you go into your job. Eligible for retirement, but afraid to retire. What's the problem? Again, fear of change. You got to break free. Some of you may well discover that once you free yourself from that millstone that's hanging around your neck, called a job you don't like, a situation you don't like, a circle of friends that you no longer enjoy, whatever the case may be. Once you free yourself, you'll come to once again realize how wonderful life can be. I believe it starts with your mind, how you think, what you convince yourself of. You know, there may be a whole new chapter of life just sitting out there waiting for you that will literally propel you to a place that you've been longing to be in most all of your life. The only thing that's keeping you from that is you. Now ask yourself, why would I keep myself from what is possible simply because I'm afraid of change? Hey, the truth is you've been making changes all your life. So you can do it. Even when you think you're incapable of making changes, oh yes, you can. Many of us, we adjust quite well when change is forced upon us. But I would suggest to you that if you know that change is needed in your life, and you know that change is wanted in your life, why not you be the orchestrator of change? And don't just wait for life to happen. Be proactive. Make some things happen. Shake some things up. Get out of that rut. It's time for you to start enjoying life. I'm not saying it's time for you to go out there and be buck wild. That's not what I'm saying. But it's time for you to at least be able to wake up every morning with a new attitude, with a new spirit, ready to go for the gusto each and every day. And listen, that kind of attitude and spirit can happen within a career. You just got to be in the right place doing the right things. The things that bring you fulfillment. The things that help you to maintain your joy and peace. The things that keep you excited. The things that actually give meaning to your life. Now, for my Christian brothers and sisters in the Lord, listen, I know you'll say, I can find that in Jesus. Yes, we can find it in Jesus, but it ought to spill over into our natural lives as well. What we gain from our spiritual lives ought to certainly impact our natural lives. As a matter of fact, they are intended to impact our natural lives in a very positive way. And with that being said, I may need to suggest to you that some of what you may need first and foremost is a shakeup in your spiritual life. You may feel like you're in a rut because you've been neglecting your spirit, man. Listen, I've come to realize this many years ago, that as my spirit man goes, so goes my natural man as well. I'm serious. I am so serious when I tell you this. And while you're thinking about how much of a rut your natural life is in, take an assessment of your spirit life. Take a true assessment of it and see what conclusions you make with regards to your spirit life, that spirit man. And I guarantee you they are intertwined with one another. And the moment you acknowledge that, realize it and acknowledge it, and begin to feed that spirit man first, you'll discover that your entire natural existence will begin to change because, number one, you'll have a different perspective on your natural life. You don't believe me? Put it to the test. I'm not talking about a one-day test. No, make some adjustments in your life. Make some adjustments in your spiritual life. Start to nurture your spirit man more. And watch things begin to change even in your natural life. They're tied together. They're married forever. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Well, that's all I've got for you all today. I told you this was going to be an abbreviated morning mocha. And again, that's all I have for you today. I look forward to being with you all again tomorrow morning. I hope you'll spread the word, share it with someone else. Pass it along. Those of you who have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so that you'll be notified each and every time I come on to share with you. If you didn't appreciate what you received today, okay, I can respect that, and you'll likely probably not join us ever again. But if you've appreciated, especially if this was your first time joining us and you've been blessed by what's been shared, I invite you to join us here each and every day, Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Morning Mocha. I believe that as you embrace these principles that I'm sharing, it will change your entire life. Well, until tomorrow, the same time tomorrow, my desire is that you have a blessed, wonderful, and even prosperous rest of your day. God bless.